Hi, dear learners. This is Teacher Renette, and welcome back to our effective communication class. In this video, we're going to discover how to use politeness markers and conversation management signals and strategies. Here are our lesson objectives. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to use politeness markers appropriately in different communicative situations, apply conversation management signals, and demonstrate awareness of how communication strategies affect meaning, tone, and relationships in conversation. But before we begin, let's have a 5-item pre-test. Please prepare your paper and pen. How was the quiz? Was it easy or challenging? Now let's officially begin our lesson. I want you to watch this short video clip. As you watch, try to listen carefully. What words can you remember?
Mr. Blaine, I wonder if I could talk to you.
I wonder if I could have that.
Well, would you mind telling me how I did?
In movies, powerful dialogues don't happen randomly. They follow patterns. Who speaks, who listens, who interrupts, and who leads the conversation. And in real communication, we also follow these hidden rules called polite markers. In the field of pragmatics, polite markers are expressions that soften what we say and show consideration for the listener, whether we are requesting, asking questions, giving instructions, expressing opinions, or even disagreeing. These include expressions like please, thank you, could you, would you mind, I think, or maybe. Technically, these are called mitigators. They reduce the directness of a statement, making it less imposing and more respectful. Now, compare these two statements. Close the door and could you please close the door? Same message, but very different impact. The first sounds like a command. The second sounds respectful, polite, and cooperative. This connects to politeness theory, which explains that people naturally try to protect each other's space, meaning, dignity, respect, and social harmony. And now apply it in a simple real life situation. Instead of saying, give me your notes, you can say, hi, could I please borrow your notes? I missed the class yesterday. That small change doesn't just soften the request, it builds connection and trust. So, polite markers are not just about sounding nice, they are strategic tools that help prevent conflict and improve understanding. Now, let's move to something more dynamic. Have you ever noticed that the most engaging speakers are not always the ones who talk the most, but the ones who know when to speak, how to respond, and how to guide a conversation? That skill comes from using conversation management signals and strategies. As explained by Herbert Clark, conversation is a cooperative activity. Both speaker and listener shape its direction and success. Let's explore how this works in real life. The first one is topic nomination. This is the act of introducing or initiating a subject of discussion in a conversation. Every conversation has a starting point, and you already do this naturally. When you say, "Hi, how are you?" you are not just greeting, you are opening a topic. You are creating space for connection. You can also be more intentional. You say, "Can we talk about our project?" So, topic nomination is not just about topics, it is about starting meaningful communication. Second is topic shift. This is a change from one subject to another within a conversation, either smoothly or abruptly. Conversations do not stay in one place. Topic shift is the strategic management or direction of a conversation to maintain focus on a selected subject. It happens when we change the subject. Sometimes we do this to avoid uncomfortable questions. For example, this is the sentence, "Anyway, did you watch the game?" You gently move away from the previous topic. On the other hand, topic control is the strategic management or direction of a conversation to maintain focus on a selected subject. It is about guiding the conversation with purpose. Example, let's go back to our main point about the deadline. Here, you are not escaping the topic, you are leading it. Understanding the difference helps you become a confident and strategic communicator. Next is turn taking. This is the organized process by which speakers alternate speaking roles during interaction. Strong conversations are not one person shows, and turn taking ensures that everyone has a voice. According to Harvey Sack, people naturally follow cues like pauses, tone, and eye contact to know when to speak. This prevents domination and creates balance and respect. Simple expressions like, "Can I add something?" It already shows awareness and respect for others. The next one is backchanneling. Backchanneling is the small verbal or nonverbal signals a listener gives to show they are listening and paying attention without interrupting the speaker. So even when you are not speaking, you are still communicating. Words like, "uh-huh," "I see," or "right," and even nodding show that you are engaged. These small signals build trust and connection. And next is feedback. Feedback giving is the act of responding to someone's message with comments, reactions, or questions to show understanding and help improve or clarify communication. Good communicators don't just listen, they respond meaningfully. For example, "That's a great point. Can you clarify that?" Feedback helps keep conversations clear, interactive, and meaningful. And the last one is the topic termination. It is the process of formally or naturally bringing a conversation or topic to an end. Every conversation needs a proper ending. For example, "All right, I think we've covered everything. Thank you." Ending well leaves a positive and respectful impression. Well, communication goes beyond the words we choose. It is also about how we deliver our message, when we speak, and how we manage the flow of interaction. This is where politeness markers become important. They help us express respect, courtesy, and consideration in our conversations. At the same time, conversation management strategies guide us in keeping our communication clear, organized, and meaningful. Now, reflect on your own communication. If you were to rate your communication today, would you say you consistently use politeness markers and effective strategies to show respect and understanding? Or is this something you now realize you need to improve? In real life, in conversations, and even in movies, effective speakers are not defined by how much they talk, but by how well they listen, respond, and guide the exchange of ideas. So the next time you communicate, be mindful not just of what you say, but of how you guide the conversation and the impact you leave on others. See you in my next video. Happy learning!